it is late, but sometimes that's the best and only time to get work done. Anyway, a whole chunk of my aluminum came off of here. It was already a repair from when I got it from someone else. But it was a nice repair. It looked really good, you know. So I just want to go ahead and we're gonna put that repair back, and then we're gonna make some improvements to that repair if we can. So let me get that piece right quick. All right. So this is that front guard that's gonna go onto that, you know, on that motor deck there. So let's see. This is gonna go in place. That's how they. That's upside down. You got the point. That's how that's gonna go, just like that. Let me get her back in there. And then right there we got a gap way down there. I'm sure I may have some exposure here, and we're just gonna, you know, get this back in place, and then we'll try to weld this in and put some reinforcement on it. Just a plate of metal. Put it on here. We're gonna close that gap up there. I'm gonna get a tack weld on this to join these two pieces of metal together. And we have 1, 2, 3, possibly 4. And then what that'll do, that'll heat this up. I don't feel like bringing the torch out, you know. But anyway, once I put a weld on there, that'll heat that metal up, and then I can tap that with the hammer, and then that'll bring that closer to that gap. Then I'm gonna make this turn and close in that right there. It'd be real nice and tight. We probably put 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 rivets on here. That'll hold that in place. We'll weld that here. We should be good. And then at that point, basically getting some more paint, touching up the deck. Should be good. And then we're gonna go ahead and get going on this other one here, and we'll see what happens. Again, it's late night working. Feeling pretty good. It's probably around 12 a.m. in the morning. I think I'm gonna burn through tonight. I'm just gonna burn through, continue doing my thing. Let me get some light on this situation. Let me see. It's not a lot of light, but this is my. So this is what I'm working on. I'm gonna try to get this rigged up here and work on this. This is the culprit of my problem. This right here. I cleaned it up and didn't seem to help anything. Once I took off the ignition coil, you know, that I broke one side that support the mounting support. You know, so anyway, that's all good. We'll go ahead and try to rig this up and see if we can get this going. I'll capture that. That'll probably be a different video. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to stay focused here on what I'm doing with this one here. We'll get this one just closed up and finished up. You know, I was procrastinating a little bit on getting that area closed in, but I got it already, you know, up in the air on the ramps. I got the metal, just gotta cut it, get the welder plugged in, and basically just get it done, and then we can be done with it. You know, so this is a good tractor. I love this tractor. It's actually the first one that I kind of inherited this. My pops was throwing it out, and it didn't look nothing like this. But we went ahead and did some card work, put some new headlights on it, LED lights. She don't give me any problems. She starts up, you know, she runs. I think I probably put a seat on it. I'm not sure, but definitely went through it and painted it and this and that, you know. So that's where we are with that. You know, cleaned it up. You know, at one point I had different color wheels on it, but I had a flat tire or something, so just went ahead and swapped the wheels. You know, that way I can, you know, keep on working. Didn't have time to stop doing what I was doing. But without further ado, all right, let me get this over to the chop saw. I think I'm already plugged up. I'm working off the ground here. I'm pretty optimistic we're gonna get that one tractor up and running again. I ain't gotta tell you that metal was hot. So if you're doing this at home, don't you touch that metal. It will wake you up. Alright, put that down for right now. Right in there. I like that. Just work it while it's hot. You know, bring that metal right around. It's easy to manipulate that metal when it's hot. We're gonna put one more bead here. We got a little bit too much speed on the wire. So we're gonna go ahead and turn that down. I'm at 3. I'm gonna go ahead and take it down to about 2.7. Using that Lincoln SP100. I had this for many years. I think I probably had this thing for over 25 years. Oh my goodness, I'm getting up there. Alright, let's go ahead and see if that helped, you know, give this an opportunity to heat that metal up. so that wire don't come out too fast. It's able to melt as the wire come out, and also fuse those two metals together. Having problems with my helmet. All right, so my helmet broke. I'm gonna have to get a new helmet. I'll try to do a deep dive on that one. But anyway, we're gonna try to get this last tack on here. All right, protect those eyes. Yeah, that's a good weld. Alright, so that's good. We're good here. Throw a few pot rivets on. I'm happy with it. You can always knock those heads down off of that weld. But then we ain't worried about that. Yeah, so she's strong now. And pretty good. I just roll this tape over. And I put that tape there because I had a little gap at the top. And as I cut the grass, I just didn't want all that, the fines kind of coming up on us. You know, so I said I may get into a situation where I may fill that in, or I may not. I may just leave it like this with the tape on it. You know, can't do it all. I want to save some work for the next man. You know, the way the kids can appreciate. You know, I can, but I won't. Just gonna save some work for the next man. Cause I turn this bad boy into a Cadillac, and then won't use it anymore. It's too nice. And so we work these things around here. We beat them up, they break, we fix them. You know, make them better than what they were. I think I'll put that back in there. I think I should be able to get it in. Let's see. If we can't, we won't. But it's a hole there. And this came out of there even though it's nothing holding it on the backside. You know. But we can put it there for aesthetics. Aesthetically pleasing. Yeah. I've been having problems with that helmet. Usually I wiggle a wire in it, you know, take care of itself, but I don't know, man. I felt it was glitchy from the time I bought it. But that was my first experience with the auto darkening, so I was thinking maybe it was the operator. Alright, that's good. Now we still got that one that we want to take care of. I think that just is right here. That right there. We just gonna find a nut for it. Yeah, we gonna find a nut. Maybe those threads are bad, but alright, so that's the repair. I was able to go ahead and pretty much just line up those holes again with the bolts and ran the bolts through there. I welded some reinforcement metal. I welded it because this was a metal plate. Welded metal there, made a little special bend, cut out a little slit so I can kind of get that to wrap around. It had a nice little groove, so I had to get around that groove. And you can see that right there. You know, so that's what we got. Yeah, so that's the shadow. Let me put the shadow from the light. It's working at night. I put 3 tack welds right here to hold that in place against that metal plate. And I just rivet it into this aluminum right here. That's the side chute. I cut this on an angle where I can kind of get that taper there. And I just got to throw some paint on there because eventually it will rust, but that's some pretty thick metal. I think I used 14 gauge 10XL. Working at night on this project. Get that John Deere green on there. I need to put that into some, need to make that into cream like I got these rear wheels. Typically with the red tractor, I usually have the snowblower attachment onto it. Because this went down, this was my main cutter. I pretty much put the mower deck back on this and start rolling. But anyway, this was a good tractor. This was always, when I bought this, I came with so many goodies. Back plow, tire change, extra set of tires. It was just always intended. All I really bought this for was for the mower deck. And this is steel deck because they graduated from that aluminum one there. Even though I do like how the aluminum is, how the cuts is, it just looks so much better and robust, but it's not very durable in terms of taking the abuse like the aluminum one, I mean like the metal one would. So anyway, at the very minimum, you know, we got extra parts here. If that goes down, this is already down. Maybe we can swap parts. I'm getting tired. What time is it? It's 1:18 a.m. Alright, we got it all done. I'm gonna call this one complete. And let It's time to roll this one off the assembly line. There it is. Nice and pretty, nice and strong. All right.